All right. Thank you very much for that, Jack. I want to go to Kevin Walling as a former DNC advisor. Kevin, where do you think where we stand right now? The president's argument has been, I've won. I have enough of a lead here that there's no point in dragging this out. Do you agree with that?
Hey, good morning, Neil. I mean, this is the playbook that everyone was talking about going into this evening, that the president was going to do just that, looking at where the absentee ballots were, the mail ballots were. You obviously want to get out in front and say that he captured this election when we know not all the votes are cast. We just heard there's over 2 million or so votes left to be counted in Pennsylvania in Democratic-rich areas in Pennsylvania. The wind is now in Joe Biden's sails in a state like Wisconsin, where he's leading anywhere between 10 and 15,000 votes as Milwaukee comes in, as Green Bay reports. So I think, it's going to be a very long morning, maybe a long day tomorrow. But again, I think, not just speaking as a Democrat, but if you just handicapping this race, I think the Biden campaign is looking better and better, given those Wisconsin numbers, given what's happening, hopefully, in Michigan as well.
Kevin, I might have spoken because with Wisconsin, it was about a 3.5-point gap. When everything was kind of called off here. The president enjoys about a 5-point advantage in some of these other states. Pennsylvania would seem to be beyond the reach for the president here, even allowing for votes, millions of which still have to be counted. I haven't done the math myself. I've heard from some very smart people who have and said that it's insurmountable. But what do you think of that? Now, I can understand your concern about litigation right off the top. Is there a genuine sense that you have, for example, in Pennsylvania, that 12, 13-point gap can be made up? I could see what you were saying in Wisconsin. I could see what you're saying maybe in Michigan, where it's quite a bit tighter. Anything can happen. But this would appear to be certainly there and beyond the margin of error.
Sure. It's a great point, Neil. And the interesting thing now with Wisconsin, the way that it's trending, potentially the way that Michigan is trending, if Nevada goes blue, that's the whole election. That's 270 for Joe Biden, and he does not need necessarily Pennsylvania's 20 votes in terms of the Electoral College.
Wait a minute. If he wins just Nevada, that's 6 electoral votes. So you're combining a couple of these other states, right?
I believe if he wins Nevada, Michigan, and Wisconsin, with Nebraska too, I believe that's 270, and that's the whole ball game. But the interesting thing too is, Philadelphia has called off counting ballots until 9 a.m. tomorrow. So we're not going to get anywhere close to a clear picture in terms of how those ballots are performing, those absentee and mail-in ballots, because they just started counting them at midnight. There's a pause now, so there's many more votes in Pennsylvania to be counted. I think you're seeing Bob Casey, actually, the senior senator from Pennsylvania, has been deputized really by the Biden campaign to provide these updates, to really kind of dive deep into where these ballots are still remaining. And he's cautiously optimistic in terms of what he's seeing with what's remaining out there.